Woo! All right, so checking. Recording the video. Live. Oh my goodness, we are live, and I'm so excited. Wow, this pink looks so poppin'. Oh my gosh, this is great. Welcome everybody. My name is Rachelle Richard, and this is episode 4 already. Episode 4 of Chai Time with Rachelle, where literally what we're doing here, what are we doing here? Well, we are unpacking all that is to be unpacked of that which is the all and everything, many-layered, multifaceted experience of this self-love empowerment journey. And of course, that which is our healing twin flames journey, which is very much, those who really know, twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey on steroids. That's what I like to say. So for that, cheers. Let's have a sip. And then we shall chat about all that and more. Woo! With that, of course, I have my wonderful little clipboard to ensure that I cover all the things that I want to cover today. Today we are talking about intentional breathing. Starting this show, really the intention is about laying that foundation for you. And I have created something already that does that, where it's something that comes in your inbox that you can journal through. We are actually talking through the show of the different practices and resources that I have discovered and thereby implemented in my own life that allowed me to go from a former pimped out drug addicted prostitute who had anxiety so severe that she could not leave her house. I was having panic attacks. I was so sure that if I left my house, it wouldn't be there. My landlord at the time, how funny that that's the case now, had stopped paying the mortgage and didn't notify me. I got notified in the mail, and that just fueled my anxiety. And before I knew it, it was just a panic just to leave my house. Hello on Facebook. Whew. And I had to reclaim my power myself, because the medication that I had been put on back then, all it did was mask what I was feeling. It turned me into a zombie. I had no control over myself, my emotions, my state of being. And if I wasn't going to be able to really feel and experience this life, then I didn't want to experience it at all. So I went from having this extreme anxiety, panic attacks, to indifferent, yet at the same time, mind you, still having anxiety. And I had to learn for myself practices and techniques that actually worked. Because I am not about masking symptoms. I am all about removing the problem from the root. Let's get to the root of the problem so we can actually resolve what is happening here. And that is when I actually organically came up with this breathing practice that I had. Well, that I have now. Back then, you see, back then I was also working on quitting smoking cigarettes, and I still can't believe I used to smoke almost a pack a day. The idea of cigarettes now is just disgusting to me, because I don't smoke cigarettes now. But I reprogrammed my mind to believe that cigarettes make me sick. Cigarettes make me sick, cigarettes make me sick, cigarettes make me sick. I kept doing that over and over and over and over as I was breathing through it. And we're getting to this space. I'm so excited, and there's just, this is like, and I have a guest coming in to sit with us, and of course we're going to talk about what's going on with my shirt and my mug and everything else today. I'm super excited about that, which has to do with the guest who will be joining us here in a bit. So yes, as I was saying, I reprogrammed my mind. Cigarettes make me sick, and they still do. But during that time of wanting to reclaim my power from the anxiety, from the crutch of the cigarettes that was feeding my anxiety, because that was a coping mechanism as well, I had to be open for alternatives. And it's incredible how our egos tend to think it has to be something so complex and so convoluted and so much effort, requires so much effort for us to actually implement. But it doesn't. The solution actually can be and often is so easy. So easy. And that's it right there. Taking that breath. When we are experiencing anxiety, everything in our bodies is closing off. And one of the biggest things, that which gives us life, that which assures us that we are safe, that we are breathing, we're alive, is the breath, I guarantee you, when you are experiencing some kind of anxiety or fear or stress, you're going to be able to check in with your body, and you will find that you are all tense. Your breathing, especially, is shallow. And what that shallow breathing does is it triggers the fight or flight mechanism within you, within each of us. And so when you can actually pull yourself into the present moment with your breath, then you are actually creating, because every time you breathe out, if you visualize that you are breathing out that doubt and that fear and that anxiety, and that you're breathing in warmth and comfort and reassurance, love and light, it makes a huge difference. So, what exactly is the intentional breathing practice that I do? It's my own, that I, again, created one day in the midst of, as I had said, I was relinquishing, I was letting go, severing, cutting the cord with cigarettes, bad. At the same time, doing all of this. And it was about 4 or 5 days in, and I went to, there's a mall out here that I do not go to. It's all, the layers are like this, and the parking garage, it's all, and the energy itself is very overwhelming for me. As an empath, that's not, I don't like malls anyway. But this one in particular. And I went to run an errand for someone that I knew. And I came out and I could not find my car. I couldn't find my car in the parking garage. I had no idea where it was, where I'd parked. And before I knew it, I was starting to have a panic attack. The sweaty palms, the getting all tense, tight, the breathing starting to become rapid, the heart fluttering and just, starting to pace, starting to really get freaked out, going, oh my God, I can't find my car. It just, oh my God, it's gone. Before I went into a full-blown meltdown, now I was crying a bit already, but before I hit the ground and just gave up, I closed my eyes and I just started focusing my breath. And let's do this together. All right? Just close your eyes and just breathe in through your nose. And then exhale out your mouth. Make sure it's slow and controlled. And as you breathe in, feel it. Allow for yourself to feel the sensations as the air tickles your nostrils and on in through your air passage. And feel it fill your lungs, expand your diaphragm, all the way down, fill it up. And then when you breathe out, control it, feel it as it comes out of your mouth. And as you do this breathing practice right here and now, feel in your body how as you exhale, your body naturally wants to relax into that exhale. Let it. Facilitate for that to happen. Because then with the breath, what I ended up doing is, right, we still have the mind. The breath, especially when you're in that, oh my gosh, freaked out. And right now, I've definitely, my anxiety, it's so beautiful that this is coming up for right now, that this is on the show here, that because of my home situation where all of a sudden after 6.5 years, the landlady decided, oh, I'm selling, goodbye. You have 30 days, get out. No nothing, even after having horrible tenants before me. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. And so with that, it's that space of that clearing that anxiety, checking for myself. Are you going to go back to that version of self where you freak out, you have this panic attack, and you know the world is crashing in around you, and thereby manifesting the world crashing in around you, instead of you rising up and breaking free, breaking through, and standing in your power, saying, no, I choose, I have power over me, right? I get to choose to have power over me. I'm the one in control of my point of attraction. I'm the one that's in control of me. Therefore, I am choosing to put into practice what I need in order to get that control back over me. And especially, again, if your breath is out of your control, then it's time to get it under control. That's your choice. And I will tell you, goddesses, I just had a panic attack. At least stepped into it. Ooh, I stepped into it. I stepped into it just last week after I went to see a house who was starting to send me weird links, and it just after scams, and I ended up sitting at the stop sign after I'd barely pulled out of that driveway, and I'm in my car going, you know, just ready to just Niagara Falls. And I allowed for, you know, and I started to really tune into my breath. I started to go, because especially if you're having a panic attack, that breathing is rapid, right? It's heavy. It's intense, right? So you then work with the intensity of it. Don't all of a sudden take this kind of breathing down to, because it's not going to happen, right? And that could possibly even create that much more resistance, that much more of anxiety, right? Trying to force yourself. Rather, focus the breath. Focus it, right? Be like the banks of a creek, banks of a river. That when you are having a panic attack, when things are, even if it's not quite a panic attack, but you're feeling that intense anxiety and life is just getting too much to bear, and you're just not sure what you're going to do, take that heavy breathing and focus it. Keep it heavy. Go. All right? And I assure you, just as I did last week, that allowed for me to regain control back over my breath, thus back over my body. And something that I incorporate with this practice, which is actually called the CSP practice, the calm, serene, peaceful. We've been going over the breath side of it, but there is actually an affirmation side of it, an intention side of it, for what intention you're setting out of this practice, this breathing practice that you are doing here. Okay? It is, again, the calm, serene, peaceful practice. So what you would do, and this, I have used this practice for more than a decade, goddesses, long before I ever became a coach. This is mine. This is what I had to utilize, had to channel for myself in order to really reclaim my power, because we live in a world of systems that are created to keep you apart from your power. Here's a pill. Not here. Let's create a practice for you. Let's learn a practice. Let's implement a practice for you to actively reclaim your power. Not, oh, here's a pill, don't do nothing, don't worry. No, fuck no. As someone who's been through that shit, no. I now live all natural. I don't do big pharma, nothing. No. And after these last 2 years, absolutely not. Whew. Because I'm all about body autonomy. And that means, though, you have to be responsible for your body. You have to be tuned into your body. You have to be listening to your body. You have to be nurturing your body and giving it what it needs. Are we perfect at it? No. Am I perfect at it? No. However, am I working on it? Fuck yes. Yes. Definitely. And that's what matters, goddesses, is that you are moment by moment, day by day, reclaiming your power on this self-love empowerment journey. And this right here, this CSP practice, is just one more tool that you can add to your toolkit to take with you. So the CSP practice, let's put the layer on top of each other here. So you have the breath, right? That intentional breathing where you can even be focusing it. So especially even if the high anxiety, the heavy breathing, panic attack, you're like, oh my goodness. Once you have gotten to a very certain point where you can actually speak the affirmation, perfect. You're going to say 3 different affirmations, and in particular for the CSP practice, and we're going to talk about others here later in the show. But once you reach a certain point where you can speak it, up until then, I want you to be thinking, I am calm, I am serene, I am peaceful. I am calm, I am serene, I am peaceful. CSP. Calm, serene, peaceful. I am calm, I am serene, I am peaceful. Okay? So, as you are feeling like, oh my gosh, you're so not calm and serene and peaceful in that moment, you, after every breath, I am calm, I am serene, I am peaceful. And as you go through, you do it however many times you need to do it in order to feel what you're saying. Once you are truly feeling what you're saying, then you're really going to notice that difference. You're really, truly going to notice that difference. And I promise you, goddesses, with every ounce of my being, this works. It's what got me from, listen, I went from being someone who, again, PTSD, all of those, all the traumas, everything that I'd gone through from that life of being a pimped out, drug addicted prostitute, which even before that was domestic abuse. So, yeah. I went from having that anxiety so severe that I couldn't leave my house to just a few years later, flying around the world to the other side of the world by myself to meet my twin flame in person. And I did not have a single panic attack. I barely even had any anxiety. In fact, I know specifically the one time I did. One time. And that was when I had first arrived and I was in the Goa airport, and they didn't have even Wi-Fi at the airport. They did not have public Wi-Fi. So that kind of triggered a little bit for me because I had zero means of communication. Zero. And it was after when his flight was supposed to be there, and I'd already been there for a couple hours because I got in before him. And before I knew it, I started, oh my God, what if he didn't show? What if, oh my gosh, you know? And then when I had finally was like, no, we're not doing this. We're not going to have this. We know better. And I trust, I surrender, I say yes, I am calm, I am serene, I am peaceful, everything is always working out for me, right? I put into practice all these tools of mine, and I didn't have a panic attack. In fact, as a result of putting these tools into practice, what happened was all of that energy, that low vibration energy that was putting up a block for my receiving whatever download, whatever information I needed in order to shift to where I needed to be there at the airport to see my counterpart, who he had actually gone out the front door. And once you go out the front door, you cannot come back in. I was in the restroom and he didn't know that. So we literally had missed each other in that way. But once I calmed myself, I was able to hear the idea of, oh, we'll move over to that exit over there. And let's just move over there. And because I did, I turned and looked out the window and there he was. And I was like, oh my gosh, right? And just everything was done. So grateful that I didn't allow for myself to fall into that abyss of a panic attack, that I actually said, nope, I choose, and I put my practices into practice. And as a result, I didn't stand there in the freaking airport having a whole fucking meltdown, a panic attack and everything, because no, I had a solution for that. And that was where we were. So I also want to point out, intentional breathing is also very, very good for just breathing in the aroma of something delicious. Utilizing your senses, your sensory mechanism to pull you out of this state of panic, of debilitating. It's just, there's just really, the word for it is because it's just such chaos. Like, goddesses, I know that that space of anxiety and panic attacks, and it's just a fucking tornado, isn't it? It's a tornado, a cyclone, a hurricane, all the above, all in one and inside you, isn't it? I know that. Well, we have a guest coming today. I have not heard her come in my house yet, so I am not fully sure if she's here just yet. I don't believe so. No, I don't think so. So we're gonna chat a little bit longer. Of course we are, until she gets here. My first official guest on the show, and I'm excited about that. I wanted to definitely share again about a lot of ways that you can practice just breathing in, just practicing focusing on your breath, breathing intentionally. Goddesses, the reason why I am accentuating this is because we have a subconscious habit of stress, closing off the lungs, fear, shallow breathing, and everything. So we're constantly teaching and reinforcing our bodies to clench up, to tense up. And we've got to allow for that to be released, because that tension that is creating blocks, in you, it's which is unhealthy, absolutely unhealthy. Dis-ease, which means you are out of ease with your body, right? You're discombobulated, you're, discombobulated. I like that word. But to practice just focusing on your breath, period. Being aware of breathing. Yay! I just heard someone walk in. She's going to be coming in here in a minute. When you're done, come on in. And we'll get to get this party started. But yes, practice focusing on your breath by smelling things, breathing things in. One of the things that I love is my essential oil. That's one of the things I love to breathe in. And I'm just going to go ahead and introduce her. As I was mentioning about the breathing in the mug and what's going on with the shirt and everything else, I am so excited that my first official guest on this show is my new business partner and soul sister. Long time, almost 7 years, I think we're at. Almost 7 years.
Yes, 7 years.
Miss Jessica Diaz! Hi! Yes! Ah, my whole little crazy setup here.
Love it.
Right? Hello, darling! Ooh, yes! Oh my goodness, we are so excited. I don't have an extra stand for you to...
You're good.
Okay. Okay. All right. So...
My white and white matches.
Oh my gosh, I know. We totally match. Oh, the hot cup of water is in the microwave.
It is, but mine just changed colors.
That is so cool. All right, so what we have here... My little notes here, just make sure, yes. So, clearly, we got a thing. We started a thing. Because, life kind of started a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this was our response to all those fun little challenges life likes to throw our way.
Very much so.
Very much so. And it's taken, a few months. Mm-hmm. Because we just let it. We let it. The right thing was going to come and fall into place. All we knew was we're the abundant bitch.
Right. Took a slogan and ran with it. Yep. On a very good night of masterminding.
Yes.
And now it's a thing. And we're going to let it grow.
That's right.
Starts right here.
Whole movement, shirts and mugs. Now there's a thing about why shirts and mugs are our first two... Oopsie, there we go. Our first two products. Right. Number one, we want to start small.
Yes.
We want to start small. Miss Jessica here has got 2 daughters, herself. So lots going on. And me, I'm a Gemini. That's my excuse. And one of hers is a Gemini, so she gets it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just, we're busybodies.
Yeah.
We like to do shit.
Yeah.
My little love bug. And where she and I started, I remember when you were the executive director of a nonprofit, it was t-shirts. And I think I still have both of those t-shirts from that nonprofit.
Right.
And of course, we all need to wear clothes, I suppose.
Right.
Maybe.
And my big thing, and you've done it a lot too, is I hate a collar. I don't like when it feels restricted. So We cut it off. We make it a little bit more of our own. We ordered these a little bit big. So we played around with our cuts and did a little different cuts. And we've always met around drinks. So she drinks tea. I drink coffee. I do drink tea. But this is us. Is t-shirts. We love to celebrate and show people who we are by having you read. We don't have to tell you. Mm-hmm. And we always have drinks in our hands. So
yes.
Here's to I am a worthy, abundant bitch.
That's right. And, you know, as a poet who knows it, yes, it hit me one day when because again, we're all organic, divinely guided, this whole thing. It hit me that one day when I'm like, wait a minute. Now somebody, goddesses, we know this. Mm-hmm. Somebody gonna call you a bitch. For something, and most of the time, because you ain't doing what they want, right? Because, you see, they're mistaking you for a weak-ass bitch.
It's true.
Well, again, someone's going to call you a bitch. We're here to help you clarify which.
Mm-hmm. Which bitch?
A worthy, abundant bitch.
For sure.
All right. And as I mentioned in a previous show about the mugs that I've been drinking out of, how the message is only on my side. We want everybody to savor, you know, we want to share the love.
Right.
So we're doing both sides of our mugs.
Right.
So we have a classic mug, which this one is microwave and dishwasher safe. The changing is not. But that's what a tea kettle is for. Or, you know, if you're brewing a pot of coffee. Mm-hmm. So you can, obviously for a Keurig, mm-hmm. you would be able to use this changing color mug. Just not just because of, obviously, the material that it's made with. Yeah. So, yes. So we're waiting we found a red, because her color is red. Even little love bug, she's almost 3 going on 5, knows everybody's favorite colors.
True.
Mm-hmm. And Mama's is red, and mine is
pink.
Pink. That's why I'm wearing the pink. And so we have the red, the pink, which we're calling blood red. Mm-hmm. We got power pink, mm-hmm. and we have white, and here's the black one. Yeah. So we have 2. And we are working on putting together, creating videos. Mm-hmm. So that we walk you through this, because we get it, we get it, you know, especially as someone who myself used to teach individuals who might have been new to creating things. Right. It can feel like we're talking about the anxiety and start to go, I don't want to mess it up.
Right.
Just breathe. We're here. Never fear. We're here.
Right. Exactly.
We're still working on a website and
yeah,
everything else, getting that going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts to creating a business.
Yep. So if you want to do the cuts, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. We've cut the bottoms as well.
And she cuts hers a little higher than what mine is. Yeah. Of course, I'm taller. I'm definitely taller, so I'm a little bit longer in there. And we'll have care instructions. What I found too is if I don't put it in the dryer, it doesn't fade so quickly. The stamp, but that's with any shirt. Yeah, that's with anything. You put it in there. So we'll have all of that wonderful stuff. Right now we are doing pre-orders for this. Yeah. And I can already see at the very minimum, especially if you are a business owner as well, you have an Instagram account, you're building out there. It is definitely a part of the movement, because this is the WAB movement, the Worthy Abundant Bitch movement, not just a business, it's a movement. Sure. About reclaiming your power, period. It will only ever just be, I am a worthy abundant bitch. That's what it is. Right. Worthy abundant bitch, period. And reclaiming power back from that. What was I? Oh, yes. That right now, what we're setting up is that you would then be a legacy supporter. You would be one of the initial supporters. And one thing for sure that I'm intending to do, that we are planning to do, is create a highlight, because when you post and tag us, when you post your WAB gear, right, whether it's your mug at a coffee shop that you tag, and it doesn't have to be you, although we'd love to see your happy, beautiful face,
true.
Of course. You know, with your mug, with your shirt. Tag us, and we will repost you on our account. Yeah, we're a brand new account, baby account, but we're the abundant bitches that'll grow quick.
Right.
We got this.
Yeah.
Right? We're all in this together.
Yeah.
So that said, we will be sharing you on our account, and then you will then get shared up, saved on the highlights, on our story highlights, as one of the original supporters of this movement, of recognizing that bitch is only a bad word if you let it be.
Sure.
So it's time to turn it around, take your power back, and show up fully in the world as the worthy, abundant bitch that you are, and make sure anybody who thinks that you might be a weak-ass bitch, make sure they know exactly that they are mistaken on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, what we're doing, let me check my checker list here. Let's see here. Someone gonna call you a bitch. We did it. Brand new movement in time. Yeah. Wow. You know, just on it. Check, check. Right. We are about to post the prices of the different items. The pink and red shirts are a little more. They are $30 for those. We have small, medium, large, extra large. And then black and white are only $25. And then the mugs, this one, which they're the bigger mugs, we're even still looking for even bigger. Just trust us. We require
more.
Yeah. However, the biggest we got, and this one's $20 for the classic, and it's $27 for the color changing. So right now, as we're getting our website set up and such, we are doing private message orders. That's where we can do, and you get to be, again, one of our legacy supporters. You can go and follow us at We're the Abundant Bitch.
Right.
And message us if you're interested, when you're interested, not if, when. It's all about reclaiming your power. And I want to point out, because obviously I'm on my Healing Twin Flames account. Now I want to point this out to all my Twin Flame sisters out there that, listen, goddesses, this is what you're being asked to do. You're being asked to look at where you're being called to go, what you're being called to create, what collaborations you're being called to come together. And like, I got goosebumps even on my chin right now, because this is where we are. This is the rise of the feminine, and we rise together.
Yeah.
So you, Twin Flame sisters, are being called to step up into your mission. And the very bottom line of that is to shine your light in whatever way that you're being called to shine it. That's your fucking mission. If it's broadcasting to the world that you a worthy, abundant bitch,
so be it.
So be it. Right? We love it.
Yeah.
We love it. So with that, goddesses, let's take a deep breath. This deep breath, breathe in your drink. And when you do, you breathe in, right? All that good smell that you love. What create? See, again, she the coffee, and she always getting all this crazy. I'm like, what is that now? I just drink tea, nothing super fancy. What you got in there?
You
now?
are bougie.
I am bougie, but I'm authentically well. No, go. What is
so it? This is a cupcake Americano. So it is a Americano with hints of like a cupcake flavor and cream. And it's not very creamy, but it's dark. It's delicious. The roasts are amazing. The beans are good. It's not too bitter. So it's all about the palate, like you said, like smelling it and tasting it. This is a happy place for me when I'm drinking coffee. And it can be tea, but I prefer coffee. But yeah, this is being able to say something without having to verbally say something. And it's conversation starter. So
sure.
I think that people, women especially, when they see you wearing something that they either may not be able to say or they can't wear themselves, they still feel empowered.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we stand in place for others and they watch us along the journey, and we want to be on the forefront of that and then gather people together for our community. So
yeah,
we will be here for you.
That's right. Exactly. That's what we're here again to do. We recognize, as with all divine feminines, period, twin flame journey or not, period, that your responsibility is to shine your light so bright that you illuminate the path for others to follow.
Hell yes.
That's it. It's that simple.
Yep.
So with that, I had a moment where I was like, oh no, I didn't stop and record. So manifesting that when it separated the video file, that we didn't cut nothing off, we set. Because that's my re-upload video for YouTube. Anyway, yes, you know, all this techie stuff. Just, whoa, this day and age we live in. But look what we're able to do. Take a design, make a statement that tells the world who the fuck you are in all of your glory.
Yeah.
So with that, breathe deep, goddesses. Breathe deep. Be present. And affirm with each breath what you are. Calm, serene, peaceful, worthy, abundant bitch.
For sure.
And with that, I am here to remind all of you, I have to thank Miss Jessica here for being my first official guest.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. And to remind all of you that the power, it is in your hands. The power to create whatever life, the power to transmute and shift, because, you know, we've been going through some shit.
Oh, yeah.
However, we just keep swimming, right? Just keep swimming. All right, so the power is in your hands, because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right, now we can hit